Hello students, this is Sunita Mishra. So as you know that we are studying the chapter Matter in Our Surroundings, and in that we go through the topic that is the change of state. Now we know that when there is a change of state, then that can be accompanied by either change of temperature or by changing the pressure. Now while going to the change of temperature, I have to mention one term that is known as a latent heat. What is a latent heat? So normally when heat is given to a substance, then its temperature rises. That means whenever some heat is supplied to a substance, so there is an increase in the temperature. But this however is not so when there is a change of state takes place. Suppose when a solid is changing into a liquid or a liquid is changing into a steam, then there is no rise in the temperature takes place. So how this happens? Now the heat that is supplied, that is going to change the state of a substance. Means it is hidden inside the particle of the matter. It gone inside the particles of the matter, and that's why it is known as a latent heat. Okay, so how can we define a latent heat? The heat energy which has to be supplied to change the state of a substance is called the latent heat. Now the word latent means hidden. Why it is called hidden? Because it is hidden in the substance which is undergoing the change of state, and it does not show the presence by raising the temperature. Okay, now this latent heat is of two types. The first is a latent heat of fusion or melting, and second is a latent heat of vaporization. So first, what is latent heat of fusion or melting? Now suppose if you are taking some ice in a beaker and we are allowing to heat it, then what will we see? That it is going to be converted into the liquid. Okay, but if we are adding a thermometer and while measuring the temperature, we will see that there is previously the temperature is 0 degree centigrade, and after the heat is supplied, again the temperature will be the 0 degree centigrade. That means there is no change in the temperature even if we supplied the heat. So where this heat will go? So this heat which is going into the ice but not increasing its temperature. Actually it is going to melt the ice, but there is also increase in the temperature has to be shown, but this we will not see. Why? Because this temperature is used to overcome the force of attraction of the particles of the ice. Okay, so this latent heat is known as the latent heat of fusion or latent heat of melting of ice. Now in the similar way we can say what is latent heat of vaporization. Now suppose we take some water in a beaker, and again we are suspend a thermometer in it, and then we are started to boil the water. Then we will see that the thermometer is showing the temperature 100 degree Celsius. Now after supplying more and more heat, again the thermometer is showing the same temperature, that means 100 degree centigrade or Celsius. This means the temperature of the boiling water does not rise at all. So what is it? This is the latent heat. So the heat which is going into the boiling water but not increasing its temperature. So is that energy which required to change the state of water from liquid to gas. So this is known as a latent heat of vaporization of water. That means the latent heat is used to break the force of attraction of the particles. Either it is of a solid or it is a liquid when there is a change of state takes place. Okay, so this is all about the latent heat. I will tell you more in my next class.